Welcome back to another Tech video. My name is Josh, and yesterday I was on the internet just browsing away, looking at Twitter, trying to see some of the news that come out about the brand new M2 MacBook Pros and the new Mac Mini. But then the day after, which was yesterday of time of filming, I popped onto Twitter and suddenly read Apple announces new HomePod. I tell you now, I jumped out of my seat in excitement. I was so happy. I ran to Apple Newsroom because I couldn't believe how true it was. Yep, the news is true. Apple released a brand new version of the HomePod, the original full-size one in all of its glory, and it is going to be available from February 3rd. Nothing too special in terms of design changes or many new features to talk about, but it is a very exciting time for the smart home industry, as I've been saying on this channel. And the fact that Apple has again announced and releasing a new full-size HomePod with all of the original features and more, it is super exciting. So let's take a look at what the new HomePod will have in store for us on February the 3rd. For those of you who are not too familiar with the HomePod, it was a smart speaker released by Apple in 2017. It was priced at £349 here in the UK. It was a speaker designed to be put into your home and added to your entertainment system, and on the plus side have Siri built in to be able to control your smart home, make timers, and any basic level additional questions. The HomePod was never really meant to be a competitor to the likes of Echo or Google Home systems, but it was heavily compared to that on the release, which with its high price point of £349 didn't help itself fit in the market. Over the time, the full-size HomePod got some very nice updates, including Dolby Atmos support when Apple Music announced that, and it also allowed you to listen to Dolby Atmos content through your Apple TV, as these HomePods, the original ones, did have beamforming microphones, which allowed it to roughly locate where it was in a room and then bounce the sound off the walls, giving you a Dolby Atmos surround sound system. If you had two HomePods that were stereo pair, you got an even better Dolby Atmos experience. The HomePod also acted as a home hub for your smart home, allowing you to add home accessories and control them via Siri through the HomePod. Apple had really bad sales with the original HomePod and led them to rethink their home strategy, and in November of 2020, Apple announced the brand new HomePod Mini, a smaller, more affordable version of the full-size HomePod with a little bit of reduction in features such as Dolby Atmos missing, as it didn't have a powerful speaker, but it did bring some new features like an improved handoff experience and just an overall nice aesthetic with a bunch of color options. The HomePod Mini was a great seller for Apple over that period and has become a really great smart home accessory to be able to listen to music and also be able to control your home accessories. Unfortunately, of March the next year in 2021, Apple announced it would be discontinuing the original HomePod, to which finally many people realized how much they actually loved the smart speaker. The speaker had great sound, but if you was going to compare it to something, you would be putting it in the category of with Sonos, with a microphone and Siri capability built in, something which people kind of didn't get until it was too late and Apple had discontinued the product. The HomePod has been a great accessory for the entertainment system, and there are many people on here that might follow this channel and in the HomeKit community that loved the HomePod since then, and it is very rare. There has been rumours that Apple was going to bring back the HomePod with very minor updates, and that is the one we are now seeing from yesterday. The new HomePod does have some minor changes. You have a bigger LED screen on the top, which isn't an actual screen, but it morely represents what is on the HomePod Mini. You get the LED matrix on the top and then the volume up and down, and this now covers the whole plastic section of the HomePod. The original HomePod had 7 tweeters, while the new one does for only 5. And again, the first HomePod had 6 microphones, as for the new one only has 4 mics. While Apple said this doesn't make a big difference, adding the new S7 chip into the HomePod will make sure that you get the same and similar experience to the original HomePod in terms of sound quality. It also includes Dolby Atmos stereo pairing, the beamforming microphones which I talked about, which help place the HomePod into the room and create the perfect sound, and it has a U1 chip just like the HomePod Mini, allowing for that new experience of handoff, that when you bring your phone close to the HomePod, your phone will start to vibrate and then transfer the music over to your HomePod and vice versa. The new HomePod will be a Matter compatible device, allowing you to connect your Matter accessories to it if you don't already have a HomePod Mini. Another new and really exciting feature of the HomePod now, and this is also coming to the HomePod Mini, is sound recognition. If you've got a smoke alarm or a carbon dioxide sensor in your home and that is going off, the HomePod and the HomePod Mini can now recognize those sounds and send a notification to your phone. And then a really exciting announcement, which was something that we were told from Bloomberg back when the original HomePod Mini was announced, was the fact that it had a humidity and a temperature sensor built in, which wasn't activated or exposed in any way. This has all changed with the new announcement of the HomePod from yesterday, and Apple has included the temperature sensor and the humidity sensor in not only the full-size HomePod, but with iOS 16.3, which is going to be released later next week, it was also going to be activated and exposed to HomeKit. What this means is you'll be able to calibrate your HomePod to use those two new sensors and then run automations based on the temperature within that room the HomePod is in. This is something that's kind of sad for accessory makers, for people that don't want to have an extra purchase, but I do really like the fact that Apple did include this and make it possible to be exposed to HomeKit, something which is a really nice new feature. Now, some tidbits which I have been digging out on the internet is that the brand new HomePod will also have a removable power cable. The original one did have a removable power cable, but it wasn't exactly user removable. As you can tell, it is actually stuck into my HomePod, and for me to do this would void my warranty if I went to Apple and told them that I pulled it out. So basically, it wasn't user removable, and you should have never removed it if you wanted to plug this in or feed it through under a table. So it was kind of really hard for people to place this in places and hide the cable. If the HomePod actually does have a removable cable, from what I've heard it does, that'll be very exciting news. iOS 16.3 will be out next week, and it will include the temperature and humidity sensor update for both the HomePod Mini and the full-size HomePod when that is released. And the sound recognition feature will be coming later this year. I would say probably around March, maybe, if we get an event there. That will be a super exciting feature to test out and see what that's really like. Let me know if you guys are happy if the HomePod is back. I know I'm super chuffed and I can't wait to click that buy button and get mine ordered and test them out. I have been using my Sonos sound system in my living room. I did have HomePods in that room, but sadly one of my two big size HomePods died recently when I updated it, and I haven't been able to get it to power on since. So it's going to be a nice replacement, and hopefully Apple has fixed all of the bugs and flaws that the original HomePod had. So yeah, let me know if you guys are happy. Let me know if you're going to be purchasing one. Leave it down below in the comments and I'll be sure to be checking those. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.